What's up, guys? We are back with a full slate of MLB action here on Thursday, May 8th. We're going to give out plays on every single MLB game on the slate and the NBA playoff game between the Golden State Warriors and the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'll give you my dog of the day and pick out my massive lock, my pick that regardless of price, I think has the highest chance of cashing today. Slam that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep seeing these videos every single day, and let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally answer every comment every single day. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and it pays to check back a couple of times per day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and starters being confirmed. Yesterday, guys, not looking amazing, but definitely not looking terrible by any stretch of the imagination. Did start the day off a little bit weak with the Rangers at plus 100. Mayhill, not a good start. First bad start for him, feels like quite a while. The Rangers eventually take the 6-4 loss. We nailed the Phillies at minus 130. That was a 7-0 shutout win there for the Phillies, so we'll certainly take that. We also had the Reds at minus 115. That was a super tight 4-3 win there, but hey, we don't mind winning by one run. Unfortunately, we thought the Nuggets would be able to run it back. They were not able to do that. We had Denver plus 11. They just didn't show up. Oklahoma City scored the most points in any half in NBA playoff history. So that was kind of disappointing. But we had Derek White over 14.5 points. He easily cashes us that play. But in a loss there for the Celtics, who are now down 2-0 against the Knicks, not something I would have had on my bingo card. The dog of the day, really there were no good options out there. We settled on the Marlins at plus 185 being the best of a very bad lot. Unfortunately, they get destroyed there by the Dodgers. We had the Yankees at minus 180 as our massive lock of the day. It was not easy, but we do see the Yankees come away with the win there 4-3 in extra innings. So we'll take it, cashing another massive lock of the day. Now, guys, let's go ahead and hop into this Thursday slate. We've got a short slate, albeit, so keep an eye on these games. There's not a ton of them, but we're going to see what we can do to find the value. And first up, we've got the Baltimore Orioles. They're going on the road in this one to take on the Minnesota Twins. The Orioles come into this game losers of the first two in this series. They lost 5-2 and 9-1 in the first couple of this series. They've lost 4 in a row, so it's getting pretty bleak out there for a Baltimore team that came into this season with a lot of hype and a lot of hope, but are all the way down in last place there in the AL East. It's not looking good. Not looking good for the Orioles. They need to have some sort of major turnaround here. Now they're hitting the ball to Dean Kremer, who's 3-4 on the year, a 5.73 ERA. His last outing, though, was his best start of the season. He went 7 innings of dominant ball there against the Kansas City Royals. 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs allowed, struck out 2 and walked 1. So excellent stuff there. A huge step up from what he had been doing recently. I'm getting destroyed by Detroit and Washington. So we'll see what he can do here against the Twins. Obviously, Dean Kremer, not my favorite starter of all time. So we'll see what he can do. Not somebody that I super trust in. I also really don't trust that Baltimore bullpen. They are 26th in the majors, putting up a 5.19 bullpen ERA. That's pretty subpar, guys. That's pretty subpar. And last year, the Orioles were able to survive all kinds of crazy stuff thanks to their amazing offense, but that is gone this year. Absolutely gone. They've scored 2, 1, 6, and 0 runs over their last few games. Gunnar Henderson leading the way, but this year he's batting .252, slugging .414. It's not looking as good, guys. They're 23rd in the majors in runs scored. They are 19th in slugging percentage, 26th in the majors in batting average, batting only .223 as a squad. Not looking good there for Baltimore. So they'll be trying to turn it around here against the Twins, who have won 4 in a row. They're going to be handing the ball to Bailey Ober, hoping he can, keep things rolling for them. I mean, they're up to 17-20 on the year. They've had a slow start, but Ober's looked good. He's 4-1 this season, a 3.72 ERA. He did give up 7 hits his last time out, but only a single earned run there against Boston. He's been giving up plenty of hits, but he has not given up runs. And at the end of the day, that's what counts. In 4 out of his last 5 starts, he's given up only a single earned run. The only one where he did give up some runs, he gave up 3 earned runs over 6 1/3 innings against the Mets, and that was a 6-3 win there for the Twins. So Ober's been throwing the ball great. That bullpen there for the Twins has been serviceable all year long. A 3.52 bullpen ERA has them significantly above average in the majors, and the offense for the Twins is actually starting to emerge as, kind of not the worst in the majors, at least. I mean, 18th in the majors in runs scored, 21st in slugging percentage. They've scored 5, 9, 5, and 4 runs over their last few games. Now, Buxton, he's doing a lot of the heavy lifting. I mean, 9 home runs, 25 RBIs, but he's only batting .274. This isn't an amazing offensive team necessarily, but they're getting the job done here recently. So looking at the numbers, the Orioles are plus 136. The Twins are minus 160. We've got a total of 8 out there. Baltimore 5-13 on the road. That's pretty bad, guys. 11, 6-1 to the under on the road. Minnesota 11-6 at home, 10-6-1 to the under at home. So with both teams showing major trends towards the under in this specific situation, I would not blame anybody for taking the under here. We've seen one over game, one under game so far in this series. I think we could definitely see another under in this one. In terms of a side, there's no way you're talking me into backing the Baltimore Orioles with Dean Kremer on the mound. Bailey Ober being out there for Minnesota is definitely a good thing. Give me the Twins here at -160, and while this probably isn't a big enough lock to be my lock of the day, it's definitely got a great chance to end up in the pinned comment. Next on the docket, we're looking at the Texas Rangers going on the road to take on the Boston Red Sox. Now, the Rangers let us down yesterday, losing 6-4 in Game 2 of that series. The offense slowing down a little bit, but not coming to a complete stop. They're going to be hitting the ball in this one to Jack Leiter. This 25-year-old is 2-1 on the year, a 4.58 ERA after getting shelled by the Seattle Mariners in his last start. Now, aside from that, he'd been looking pretty good, but not a guy that's going super deep into games, and his last couple of starts have started to show some cracks in the foundation potentially. So we'll see what Jack Leiter can do in this one. Obviously, he's in need of a bounce back, and I think he could get it. It's not impossible. The last time he faced Boston, it was his first start of the year back on the 28th of March. Yeah, 5 innings, 5 hits, only a single earned run allowed, and a 4-0 win there for the Rangers. So we'll see what he can do. See if that Rangers bullpen can turn things around a little bit. They're falling off here. A 4.04 bullpen ERA, not ideal in this offense. While it's shown some signs of light recently, has not been great. I mean, they scored 4, 6, and 8 runs over their last few games since, making a change there, pitching coach. But how much does that really change things? I mean, they're 28th in the majors in runs scored. They are 28th in the majors in on-base percentage. Just not really going to be a dominant group there at the plate. So we'll see what they can do here at Fenway, taking on the Red Sox, who just got a much-needed 6-4 win. They're only 19-19 on the season, though, so not killing it out there. Now, they're hitting the ball to Brian Bello. He's 2-0 this season, a 2.55 ERA. This is only his 4th start of the year, but he's looked very good. A great start against Seattle, a very serviceable start. Maybe not great against Cleveland. It was a 13-3 win there for Boston, though. And his last time out at home against the Twins, so at Fenway, 6 2/3 innings, 4 hits, only a single earned run allowed. Now he gets to take on the Texas Rangers, a team that has really, really floundered so far this year at the plate. So I'm sure Bello has tons of confidence coming into this game. I doubt the Red Sox bullpen does, though. It has not been very good. A 3.98 bullpen ERA has them below average in the majors. In this offense, while it's shown great numbers over the course of the year, they've only scored, they scored 6 in their last game, but 1, 4, and 3 over their last few games before that. Alex Bregman hitting the cover off the ball this year, obviously. The Red Sox are tied for 5th in the majors in runs scored, and they're a top 10 team in basically every other major hitting category. So I do expect them to find a way to put up some runs here against Jack Leiter, and if not against him, then against that mediocre Rangers bullpen. So looking at the numbers in this game, the Rangers are plus 115. The Red Sox are minus 134. We've got a total of 9.5. That's a pretty big number. The Rangers are only 6-11 on the road, 9-8 to the under on the road. Boston, 10-9 at home, 9-8-2 to the under at home. I don't know if I'm really that interested in taking under 9.5 in this one, just based on the trends here, but I guess that's the way we want to go on the total, but I think we definitely want to take the Red Sox playing at home at minus 134. I think they're by far the better team. They're putting by far the better starter out there on the mound, so yeah, I think the Red Sox get the job done in this one the vast majority of the time. Quick shout out to our sponsor here, guys. All of our videos are sponsored by StumpTheSpread.com. Click the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily MLB, NBA, NHL, and UFC picks. Major League Baseball has been our most profitable sport the last 3 years running. Is off to a fantastic beginning of the year here, so definitely want to get over there and check that out. At Stump the Spread, you'll see our exclusive free picks that are only posted there, our free-to-use bet size calculator, and our premium top confidence picks, which will not always and will not usually even match what you see here in these videos, as I am not the premium capper for MLB over at Stump the Spread. I heavily advise you to click on that link down in the description to go over to StumpTheSpread.com and sign up for a free account so you can get on our email newsletter. All you have to do is give them your name and email address, and it'll be on that list, and you'll get one email every single day with free at least one free pick included, and often there will be like free pick parlays, no run first inning parlays, all kinds of good stuff like that. So definitely get in there. It's free information, and they even cover niche sports like golf, NASCAR, horse racing, you name it. there can be some information about it in those email newsletters. And they're just a really good resource, and they're absolutely free. So definitely big time encourage you to get over to stumpthespread.com and check that out. And also, guys, if you're a huge fan of what we do here every single day, click that little join button below the video to sign up for a channel membership. Channel members are eligible for our members only giveaways. We'll be giving away a Stump the Spread hoodie to one random channel member here on the 20th of this month. And if we can get up to 70 channel members, I think we need like 4 or 5 more members, then we will be giving away 2 hoodies or 2 t-shirts, whichever you would prefer. I know it's the summertime now, so you may not want a hoodie, but we'll be doing 2 giveaways there on the 20th. So definitely consider signing up for a channel membership. If you want to become a member, you also get early access to all of our videos, and you get your name up on screen just like it's been here for a while. But now, guys, let's hop back into the videos and look at our next game, which is the Chicago White Sox going on the road to take on the Kansas City Royals. The White Sox come into this game only 10-27 on the year, so not having a great time. They've lost all of the first 3 games of this series to the Royals, losing 2-1 in the last one. So yeah, Bobby Witt Jr. hitting a 2-run home run to give them the win, and yeah, Waka just being lights out there against the White Sox, albeit, so I'm not going to throw too much of a parade for him. But yeah, Chicago having a bad time. They're going to be hitting the ball to Davis Martin in this game. He's 1-3, a 3.52 ERA. Now, his last start was against the Astros, not the hardest hitting team this season. He went 5 innings, gave up 8 hits, and 3 earned runs in that one. By far a worse start than what we've seen from him recently, but obviously, we haven't been seeing miracles from this guy either. We'll see what he can do here against the Royals, but I'm not really expecting anything too special out there. And the White Sox bullpen, while it's not as bad as last season, it's also not great, a 4.44 bullpen ERA. So the entire pitching situation there for Chicago, the White Sox at least, is not in very good shape, and neither is the offense. I mean, obviously Benintendi going on the IL with that calf strain doesn't help. They've scored 1, 3, and 0 runs so far in this series. They're 24th in the majors in runs scored and 28th in batting average. They're dead last in slugging percentage, but all those numbers are a step up from what we were seeing last year, so maybe they're headed in the right direction, I guess. We'll see. We'll see what they can do here against the Royals, who are 22-16 coming into this game, winners of 5 straight. Now, when you're winning games against the White Sox and the Orioles, I'm not going to freak out too much, but they're doing their thing. They're hitting the ball in this one to Kris Bubic, who's 3-2 this season, a 1.98 ERA. Now, he's been throwing the ball really well. He's coming off a dominant start there at Baltimore, where he went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, in no runs, and what was eventually a 4-0 win there for the Royals. So very good stuff there for Kansas City. Obviously, I'm sure they're thrilled with what they've seen from their bullpen this year. A 2.93 bullpen ERA, certainly nothing to turn your nose up at. And the offense, while it hasn't been great, maybe they're figuring it out. I mean, they've scored 2, 4, 3, 11, and 4 runs over their last few games. Not necessarily an offense that I'm in love with, but Bobby Witt Jr. is an absolute monster. That's certainly helpful. They're up to 24th in the majors in runs scored, which obviously not, a huge improvement, but they're up to 21st in batting average, and I think just overall we're starting to see lots of positive signs of life there for the Kansas City Royals. Now, looking at the numbers for this game, we see the White Sox plus 205, the Royals minus 250. We've got a total of 8 out there. The White Sox 3-16 on the road, 12-7 to the under on the road. The Royals 14-5 at home, a very good home team. They're also 13-6 to the under at home. So first up, guys, you could definitely talk me into under 8 in this game. I don't think we're going to see a crazy amount of offense. I think Bubic is in for a very good start. Davis Martin has not been a disaster this year, so I think, especially going up against a not very talented, generally speaking, Royals offense, I think we could see this be a pretty low-scoring game. But in terms of a side, I just think you got to side with the Royals here at minus 250. It doesn't feel great, but it just feels like the White Sox are destined to lose these games. Now, maybe that could be incorrect. Maybe they find a way to, eke out one win in this 4-game series. But the way they've looked, guys, and those errors and just like a lot of stuff really just makes me super, super unwilling to back the White Sox in any situation. Next up, guys, we're looking at Game 1 between the Detroit Tigers and the Colorado Rockies. Now, this game, I think it's part of a makeup game, but yeah, we saw the Tigers take the win there in game, I guess, kind of one of the series. The first game they actually played, they got the 8-6 win. Torkelson hitting a double there in the 10th inning helps them get that 8-6 win. Obviously, the Rockies are terrible, but Detroit having a little bit of trouble with them. Despite all that, the Tigers are still 23-13 on the year. They're going to be hitting the ball on this one to Casey Mize, who's 5-1 this season, a 2.70 ERA. Now, he comes into this game fresh off of a decent but not elite start there against the Angels. The Angels are pretty bad, guys, especially offensively. He went 7 innings, gave up 7 hits and 4 earned runs, including a couple home runs. And he's given up at least one. I think he's given up a total of, 6 home runs over his last 4 starts. So That's not great. He also hasn't been facing the toughest opponent. So we'll see what Mize can do in this one. Obviously not facing a tough opponent at all in this game. So I don't think we should be too worried about him, but it's at least worth noting. Now, the bullpen situation for Detroit has been no problem at all this year. They're actually the second best bullpen by bullpen ERA in all of the major leagues. They're almost the best. So loving that part for the Tigers. Their offense also has been killing it recently. I mean, 8, 13, 2, 9, and 10 runs over their last few. Kerry Carpenter, Spencer Torkelson. I mean, a lot of dudes hitting the ball well for this Tigers team at the moment. They're tied for the 7th most runs scored in the majors right now. They're 8th best in batting average, batting .255 as a team. They're 5th in slugging percentage, slugging a .423 clip. This is a very good offense and looking like a very good team overall. So we'll see what they can do here in game 1 against the Rockies, who are 6-29 on the year. That's pretty dark. Bryant getting set to have that back procedure. That's also a situation that's definitely deteriorating. Colorado's lost 4 in a row now, and it's just not getting a whole lot better. Now, they're handing the ball to Kyle Freeland in this game. He's 0-4, a 5.70 ERA. Now, he's had some decent starts mixed in with the bad starts, but his last time out at San Francisco, I guess qualifies as a good start. I mean, 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs. He gave a home run in that game, but we saw the Rockies get a kind of miracle win there at San Francisco 4-3. So they'll take that, but he has not been great. I mean, he's given up 3, 6, 1, 5, and 5 earned runs over his last few games. Now he's got to face a red-hot Detroit Tigers offense. Seems like a big ask. Now, the Rockies' bullpen's been drastically better than last year. They're slightly above MLB average, so that's a big step in the right direction. But overall, this pitching staff doesn't really get me going too much, and the offense is a whole different kind of disaster, guys. They are dead last in runs scored. They are dead last in batting average, batting .209 as a team. They're second to last in on-base percentage, getting on base at a .278 clip. This is a bad offensive team. There's no doubt about it, no way around it. They are not good at the plate. So looking at the numbers here, we see the Tigers at -178. We see the Rockies at +150. We've got a total of 9.5. Detroit is 9-10 on the road, 12-7 to the over on the road. Colorado only 4-11 at home, 9-5-1 to the under at home. In terms of the total in this game, I'm not seeing a ton of value there on that number of 9.5, but I'll definitely take the Tigers here at -178. It's a kind of expensive price, but given the starting pitching situation and everything, I know this is game 1 of a doubleheader, but I still like the Tigers here a very good amount. I think they're the better team by a light year, and I think they should be closer to -200, -210 in this game. So -178 definitely leaves some room for value, and this game, guys, has a legitimate chance to be our lock of the day. Rolling right along here, guys, we've got the Philadelphia Phillies going on the road to take on the Tampa Bay Rays. The Phillies come into this game 21-15 on the year. They've won the first 2 games of the series. They won game 2 in a shutout, so slam that like button if you liked cashing that shutout. 7-0 win there for the Phillies. That was a very nice one for us. Definitely loved having that one in the pinned comment. Now, the Phillies are going to be hitting the ball on this one to Jesus Luzardo, who's 3-0 to start his year, a 1.94 ERA, and he's been lights out. Hasn't given up, he's given up more than 2 earned runs in only 1 of his last 5 starts. His last time out, 5 1/3 innings, he did give up 9 hits against Arizona, so getting dinged up, but pitching his way out of trouble, giving up only 2 earned runs, and it was eventually a 3-2 win there for the Phillies. So I'm sure they're more than happy to take that. He's looked a little bit more hittable here recently, but I'm not ready to pull the plug on this guy yet. He's been looking very, very good out there. Now, the Phillies bullpen, on the other hand, while it's showing signs of improvement, is not great. A 4.66 bullpen ERA leaves mostly room for improvement. Not just a little, but mostly room for improvement. And the offense, it's picking things up a little bit. I mean, 7, 8, 9, 7, and 3 runs over their last few will work. Trey Turner doing his thing. He just hit a solo home run yesterday. Schwarber up to 12 home runs. The Phillies are 13th in the majors in runs scored. They are 5th in the majors in batting average. So a lot of positive stuff going on for this team that, got off to a weak start, but suddenly is looking very dangerous at the plate. So we'll see what they can do here against the Tampa Bay Rays, who are 16-20 on the year. They had that good series against the Yankees, but not up to the best start here against these Philadelphia Phillies. Now, the Rays, they're going to be hitting the ball in this game to Ryan Pepio, who's 2-4 on the season, a 4.23 ERA. Now, it seems like a bit of a stretch to be calling this 27-year-old a young guy still, but his last 2 times out, he's definitely been serviceable. I mean, 4 1/3 innings, giving up 2 earned runs against the Yankees. That's not awful. That's also not dominant. Now, against the Padres, his last start before that, back on the 26th, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run. That's a fantastic start. And we saw, saw the Rays get that, a 4-1 win. Yeah, 4-1 win in that game. So he's shown some good stuff this year. No doubt about it. We'll see if we get a good start out of him in this one. That Tampa Bay bullpen has also been very nice. A 3.16 bullpen ERA. Certainly more than usable. So loving that right now for the Rays. In general, their offense, though, not looking so hot, obviously getting shut out in their last game. Over the course of the year, they're 22nd in the majors in runs scored. And while they've got some guys that can hit the ball a little bit, I don't know. It's not looking great. Not necessarily one of the offenses in the major leagues that I'm excited about. So looking at the numbers for this game, we see the Phillies at minus 135, the Rays at plus 115. We've got a total of 8.5. The Phillies 8-9 on the road, 11-6 to the under on the road. Tampa Bay 9-15 at home, 12-10-2 to the under at home. I think under 8.5 is live in this game. I like both of these starters a good amount. I think they could do some positive stuff out there. And while the Rays bullpen's always been good, the Phillies bullpen is showing some signs of, maybe not being terrible. So the under is certainly in play. In terms of a side in this one, I just find it unlikely that the Rays are going to lose 3 straight here. So maybe give me a little bit of a lean towards Tampa Bay. But the way the Phillies are hitting the ball and with Luzardo on the mound, even though he's been a little bit more hittable recently, I don't think I can put either one of those plays anywhere near the pinned comment. Rolling right along here, guys, we got the Cincinnati Reds going on the road to take on the Atlanta Braves. The Reds just won in Game 3 of this series, 4-3, so they've got a chance to earn the split here. Green's groin injury definitely doesn't help, but we'll see what goes on in this next game, guys. I mean, the Reds are at 19-19, not out of it or anything. They're handing the ball to Nick Lodolo, who's 3-3 on the season, a 3.27 ERA. His last time out, they left him out there to get shelled, guys. It was against the Nationals, and he did not have it. 5 1/3 innings, 10 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them were earned. He also gave up a home run in that game. Just didn't have it. After a great start against the Rockies, sometimes you're just not going to have it, and that was one of those days for Nick Lodolo. So we'll see if he's got a bounce back in him. He hasn't necessarily been throwing the ball amazing here recently. I mean, had that good start against Colorado, but struggled against Miami, struggled against Seattle. So we'll see what he does in this one. See if he's got a little bit of a bounce back in him going up against the Atlanta Braves. Now, the Reds bullpen, very little problem with that. A slightly above average bullpen ERA of 3.60. The offense, though, not one you're going to be excited about. They scored 4, 1, 0, 1, and 6 runs over the last few games. They're 9th in the majors in runs scored, but that's mostly thanks to putting up a 24-run game there against Baltimore. They're MLB average and batting average, but they are a pretty bad slugging percentage team. So we'll see what they can do out there in this one, going up against the Atlanta Braves, who are 17-19 on the year, not up to the start they had envisioned. They're hitting the ball to Spencer Schwellenbach, who's 1-3 this year, a 3.92 ERA. The young 24-year-old had some very good starts, but is coming off a really bad start against the Dodgers. Not a great start against Arizona before that, and gave up 8 hits the start before that against the Cardinals. So not gonna lie, I'm not super high on Spencer Schwellenbach right now. Over the course of his career, I think he's gonna be great, but right now, just not looking exactly the same. And speaking of things that aren't looking the same, that Braves bullpen not nearly as good as last season. A 3.70 bullpen ERA has them hovering around league average instead of being one of the best bullpens in the majors like they were a season ago. Now, the offense for Atlanta has been better than the offense for Cincinnati. I think we can agree that that's probably true. They're 17th in the majors in batting average, 12th in slugging percentage, so not exactly lighting the world on fire. I mean, we love what we're seeing from Austin Riley, batting .289, 8 home runs, 25 RBIs, but we need guys like Ozuna to step up here for the Atlanta Braves if they're going to be an actually dangerous offensive team. So, looking at the numbers for this one, the Reds are plus 150, the Braves are minus 175. We've got a total of 7.5. Cincinnati 10-9 on the road, 11-8 to the under on the road. Atlanta 11-6 at home, 10-6-1 to the under at home. So, in general in this game, guys, I think there's some value to be found there on the Cincinnati Reds at plus 150. That's a pretty big underdog, and I don't think I like it enough to put it even as our dog of the day. We'll have to wait and see. There aren't very many to choose from, so beggars can't be choosers in this instance. But I also think you could be talking me into the under 7.5 because, I mean, both teams showing trends in that direction. I like both starters at least somewhat in this spot, and neither bullpen is a disaster while both offenses are pretty freaking bad. So, yeah, definitely give me a look at under 7.5. Rounding into the home stretch here on the MLB slate, guys, we have the Toronto Blue Jays going on the road to take on the Los Angeles Angels. Now, the Blue Jays come into this game only 16-20 on the year, and they've dropped 4 in a row, losing the first 2 in a row in this series at the Angels. Probably not what Toronto fans were hoping for, and yeah, it's looking a little brutal, guys. It's looking a little bit brutal. Now, they're going to be hitting the ball in this one to Chris Bassett, who's gotten off to a very good start to the year. He's 2-2 now, a 2.95 ERA. After slowing down considerably, his last 3 starts are looking more like what we have expected to see from him. 4 earned runs over 5 1/3 against Houston, 4 earned runs over 5 2/3 against the Yankees. In his last time out, 5 1/3, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, including 2 home runs against Cleveland. Now, that game was at least a 5-3 win there for Toronto. So Bassett keeping his team in the game, but not exactly dominating out there. And the bullpen is spiraling a little bit. A 4.21 bullpen ERA, definitely not what Toronto had in mind this season. And what they really probably weren't banking on is this offense falling off a cliff. They're 27th in the majors in runs scored. They scored 4, 3, 4, 3, 5, 4, and 7 runs over the last few games. George Springer hitting the ball well, but not a long list of guys hitting it right now for these Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, they're 27th in runs scored, guys. 20th in on base percentage, 20th in batting average. Like, just not an offense you should really be too scared of. So we'll see what they can do here against the Angels. Speaking of offenses you shouldn't be that scared of, who have scored, 13 runs over the last 2 games. They're only 15 and 20 on the year, hitting the ball to Jose Soriano, who's 2 and 4 on the season, a 3.83 ERA. Now, his last time out was a great start against the Tigers. One of his best, probably his best actually overall of the season. 6 innings, 6 hits, no runs allowed, struck out 5 and walked 1. So good stuff there. Will he be able to do something similar against the Toronto Blue Jays? I mean, it's not like they're a very hot-hitting offense, so it doesn't seem beyond the realm of possibility. The bullpen for the Angels, though, they could give this game up. I mean, a 6.95 bullpen ERA, that is horrifyingly bad. There are a few really bad bullpens out there in the majors this season, and the Angels are definitely one of them. Now, the offense turning things around over the last couple of games, but I'm not going to overreact here. They're 26th in the majors in runs scored, 29th in batting average. They're dead last in on-base percentage. This is not a good offense, and somebody's going to figure them out, and I think it could be Bassett here cooling them off and, keeping the Blue Jays from losing 3 straight. So, looking at the numbers for this one, Toronto, minus 122. The Angels, plus 105. We've got a total of 8.5. Toronto, 5 and 11 on the road. 11, 4, and 1 to the under on the road. That's an MLB best to the under when playing away from home. And the Angels, a 500 team at home, and they're 7, 6, and 1 to the under at home. So under 8.5 seems a bit live to me. Obviously, that's not what we've been seeing so far in this series, so I'm probably not too interested in that number, but I will take the Blue Jays at minus 122. Soriano, I just don't really trust too much. I don't think the Angels are going to win 3 in a row. Kind of think that offense is going to disappear a little bit, so go ahead and give me the Blue Jays here at minus 122. Last but not least, guys, we got the LA Dodgers going on the road to take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Dodgers, they come into this game fresh off of winning 2 out of 3 there against the Marlins, so pretty good stuff. Now they got to travel from Miami to Arizona. Not the easiest flight, but I guess not a total disaster. Now the Dodgers, 25 and 12 on the year, obviously looking great. That bases loaded triple there from Freddie Freeman probably helped there, but it was a 10-1 win, so I don't think they needed it desperately. But they're going to be hitting the ball in this one to Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He's 4 and 2 on the season, a 0.90 ERA. Now, his last outing, dominant there against the Atlanta Braves, but when you look back at who this guy has faced this season, it hasn't exactly been the toughest teams. I mean, he's faced the Cubs twice and looked good against them, but I mean, I don't know. He's faced the Phillies once, and like the Phillies were hitting the ball very well back on the 4th of last month, so we'll see what he does in this one. Obviously, somebody who's a dominant starter, don't get me wrong, but we'll see if he's dominant against the Arizona Diamondbacks, one of the scariest offenses in the majors. Now, the bullpen situation for the Dodgers has been good, but maybe not elite this season. A 3.52 bullpen ERA leaves something to be desired. The offense is clearly amazing, but they have been missing Hernandez. That's not going to help them. They're getting a little bit shorthanded, and we don't know when Hernandez is even going to be back. The offense is still 3rd best in the majors in terms of runs scored, but obviously you can't be missing your top on-base percentage guy and your top slugging percentage guy or top RBI guy. I mean, and it not have some kind of effect. Like, it is going to impact this offense and their production overall. Absolutely no question about it. So we'll see what they can get done in this one, coming off of putting up a 10 spot against Miami. They got to take on the Diamondbacks, who are fresh off of losing 7-1 in the last game of their series against the Mets. Juan Soto homering consecutive at bats there probably stunned a little bit. At 19 and 18, the Diamondbacks not up to the start they wanted. They're hitting the ball in this one to Brandon Pfaadt, who's been very solid this year. 5 and 2, a 3.79 ERA. He's in a huge bounce back spot though. Got absolutely shelled at the Phillies his last time out. 4 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them were earned. Not very good stuff. Now overall this season he's looked very good. Got to give the young guy credit. He's looked very, very good out there, but last time out, not so good. So we'll see if he's got a bounce back in him. We'll see if that Arizona bullpen can pull itself together a little bit. A 4.67 bullpen ERA, not what you're looking for. The offense has been a little bit all over the place, to be honest. I mean, they're 4th highest in the majors in runs scored, at 9th in on-base percentage, 4th in slugging percentage. Like, they've got some dudes out there. Josh Naylor, for one. Corbin Carroll hitting the ball really well. Like, this is a good offensive team. They've just been all over the place. Like 1, 5, 4, 11, 2, 2, 4, and 4 runs over the last few. this is a team that's poised for some sort of offensive breakout game. So we'll see if they get it in this one. The Dodgers are minus 160. The Diamondbacks are plus 135. Got a total of 8.5. The Dodgers only 8-9 on the road, 9-8 to the over on the road. Arizona at 9-10 at home, so nothing special at home. 9-7-3 to the under at home. Guys, I think we're going to be on the Diamondbacks at plus 135 in this game with Fott on the mound. I think Yamamoto is going to struggle a little bit here against the Diamondbacks. Just not the caliber of team he's used to facing this season. Like, his last 3 starts have been against the Braves, the Pirates, and the Rangers. Those are not exactly elite offensive teams. So I like the Diamondbacks here at plus 135. Definitely has a chance to be our dog of the day, albeit on a very short slate. So let's not get too carried away with this dog of the day. I just think out of all the underdogs on the MLB slate, this one probably interests me the most. Now, guys, let's hop over and look at the one NBA playoff game we've got on Thursday, and it's the Golden State Warriors going on the road to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, the Warriors stole game one 99-88 in Minnesota. A huge deal, especially considering Steph Curry only played 13 minutes after before going down with that hamstring injury, which obviously a devastating situation there for the Warriors. He's not going to play for at least 7 days, and that's when he's going to be reevaluated. And with the way hamstring injuries work, guys, I would be pretty floored if he's just ready to come back after that. I'm sure he'll try, but it's not a great look. Now, it's time in this series, and it's time for Jimmy Butler to become playoff Jimmy Butler for real. We need to see the Jimmy Butler that has carried teams through the Eastern Conference, albeit a little bit different than carrying somebody through the West. But Jimmy Butler got to show out in this one. He was good in his 41 minutes there in game one. I mean, putting up 20 points, but he was at plus 15. Only 7 of 20 from the field, though. Probably not going to work, and he's going to need to get to the line more than those 6 times he got to the line there in game one. So we'll see what he's got in the tank, see what Buddy Hield can do out there. He had 24 huge points there in game one and continues to shoot the lights out. So going to need more of that. Same from Buddy Hield if the Warriors going to have a chance. The Warriors bench did chip in some meaningful minutes. Gary Payton, a nice 8-point performance out there, but we're going to need to see somebody else step up, like possibly Kuminga. He had 7 points in that game. The problem is Kuminga and Jimmy Butler being on the floor at the same time doesn't really make any sense at all. They kind of want to do the same thing. Just Jimmy Butler does every single thing that Kuminga does, but better. Maybe not shoot threes, but pretty much everything. So much better that it makes no sense to play him. Maybe Looney will get some more minutes and step up, but really not a very enviable situation here for the Warriors, obviously missing their best player. Not a lot of teams are going to have a good time in the playoffs, especially when they're missing their leading scorer. So we'll see what they can do in this one, guys. The Warriors, in terms of their injury report, really the only thing worth talking about there is Steph Curry, and we already covered that. So we'll see what the Timberwolves look like. Their loss was a large part because they couldn't throw in the ocean from 3, and they got out rebounded by 10. Not something that should happen against this Warriors team. Now, Anthony Edwards, another terrible shooting night, was very late in the game before he made his first 3, ended up 1 of 5 from long range. Did do a good job crashing the boards. Rudy Gobert had 11 rebounds, but only 9 points, and looked very inept out there handling the ball again, which, I mean, it's never shocking when he looks bad out there on offense. It's just shocking on those nights when he puts up some numbers. So see what he can do, see if Julius Randle can do better. If he hadn't gone 10 of 10 from the free throw line, his night would have looked atrocious. Naz Reid had a monster performance, though. 8 of 14 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3. He was the only Timberwolf that really had it going from long range in a game where Minnesota was 5 of 29 from distance. That's pretty bad, especially playing at home. That's kind of embarrassing. So we'll see what kind of bounce back Minnesota has in them for this one. No major injury news there for the Timberwolves. They are healthy and ready to go. So looking at the numbers for this one, we see the Timberwolves as 10.5 point favorites. We got a total of 201.5. The Warriors 26-18-2 against the spread on the road. Interestingly enough, they are 7-5 straight up this season without Steph Curry. They're a slight under team. Minnesota 19-24-1 against the spread at home. 46-42 to the over. I'm not very interested in the total in this game. If you're begging me for a side on the total, I guess I'll take the under, but just a minuscule lean. I think, as weird as this sounds, and maybe we're getting hoodooed here, but I think the Timberwolves are going to be a massively public side there, taking the Timberwolves at minus 10.5 to have a huge bounce back. But I'm not loving what I'm seeing from the Timberwolves. Now, I'm not loving what I'm seeing from the Warriors either, but they can slow the tempo of this game way down. That's what they're going to want to do. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep it close, but could they keep it to single digits? I think that's at least theoretically possible in this game. So not showing a ton of value on the spread here on either side, but if you're begging me for a side, I do think there's some decent logic behind taking the Warriors here at plus 10.5. You can fade the public. That's never a terrible thing. And the Timberwolves just not wowing me right now. Obviously, they could have some sort of transcendent shooting night and this all goes out the window, but they have not been doing that lately. So now, guys, let's go ahead and hop over and look at some player props for this game. And first up, I like Buddy Hield to have a decent night over there. Over 15.5 points. Someone has to take up all these shots that Curry would normally take. Buddy Hield's been playing out of his mind and shooting the crap out of the ball lately. So I think he could have a decent night out there in this one, regardless of what the final score is. Somebody got to score for the Warriors, and I think somebody's going to score. Like, I don't think they're going to score 50 points in this game. I think we see Buddy Hield put up some numbers. I also, on the Timberwolves side, like Anthony Edwards, over 7.5 rebounds. He had 14 in game one. While his shot hasn't improved at all, really, maybe he'll stay motivated on the glass, and that could lead to him putting up some pretty nice rebounding numbers, especially against a Warriors team that doesn't have really anybody that can match his athleticism in any facet of the game. Last but not least, I like Rudy Gobert here over 10.5 rebounds. I'm expecting him to have a big night on the glass, if not offensively. And against this iteration of the Warriors, he should be capable of dominating the boards. He had 11 rebounds in game one. I see no reason why he would have less rebounds here in game two. Without Curry, the Warriors are going to be even more incapable of playing him off the floor. So definitely think Gobert is going to put up his rebounding numbers in this game. That's all we've got for today, guys. Forgive me for the relatively short video here, but just not a lot of not a lot of sports action out there on Thursday. So we'll be back for Friday, don't you worry, with tons of good games and tons of good value. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Get in the comments. Let me know anything you want to ask. I'll be more than happy to answer. Get over to stumpthespread.com for sure. Get on that free email list. That's great value straight to your inbox, completely free to you. And guys, don't you worry. We'll be back here same time, same place with way more games in our Friday video. We'll be back here and see you then for more sports betting action.